how to dry sump RB for $6. It's not possible to build a functional dry sump system for an RB. Why can't I do that? How come I'm always stuck doing this on my own every time? I don't get it. Hey, oh, hello mates.
How are ya?
So we've enlisted some help for this series. Now this is actually getting our S13 back on track again and not barra things. So we've got CT here to help us.
Let's get into it.
So what we're going to do this week is explain what a dry sump setup is and how we can do it for way cheaper than what's online.
We'll give it a crack.
Alright, so this is our dummy block RB, and this is what we've actually fabbed up some of our system. So we're trying to put this system on that engine right there. Oh my goodness. While we've gone ahead and made some of the bracketry, some of it isn't actually done right now, or it isn't actually finished. So this is what we're going to do in this episode today. We're actually going to go ahead.
Mate, just put it down. Let me explain to the people what it needs to do, and we can go.
You do it, I don't want to that.
So today we're going to talk about how the dry sump system works that we're going to be fitting to Jory's S13. We'd already done some prefab work on this to get it all sort of sorted out and nutted out and make something that can be fitted hopefully today. We'll see how we go. Mounted up the brackets and all that sort of stuff. So it should be a good thing. Now, for those who don't know how a dry sump system works, there's no belly pan here, so there's no oil that's actually held in the sump. There's fittings and a pump, and I actually don't know what I'm doing here with these because I'm just here for moral support of the Pepsis.
Don't worry, buddy. I've got your back. So what we've done here is we've actually cut the base off a factory sump. Now, simply enough, we actually just cut it at the baffle height. All I've done now is flatten that section off, give it the ability to have some sumps so this area here can actually pick the oil up from. I'll explain this a little bit more in depth later, but all we're trying to do is get the oil out of here, into the pump, and into an external tank. It's actually pretty simple, and I'll go through and I'll explain what we did to make this work and how it actually doesn't need to cost you guys a lot of money.
That sounds great.
Well, we've got the dummy block set up now, so I can show you guys exactly what we've made and how we adapted this pump to fit on an RB block. And it actually turns out this is discontinued, so you can't even buy this anymore. Savvy used to sell it, and now, well, they won't reply to my calls or emails, so we had to go ahead and build it. So with the help of Jordan Clark, we actually went and machined all this. So here's his Instagram if you guys want to message him and ask him. I don't know, I guess there's someone out there that wants to try and do this. Hopefully more, because this is the cure-all to all RB oiling problems, and this is the secret sauce. So this is all machined in-house. We've done all the offsets and everything, ready to be able to bolt the pump up and have RB dry sump goodness. So this is all the prep that I've done in the background, along with buying what I think's the right fittings. Some may be wrong, but CT will be able to put on some hoses right now while I start pulling the engine out, ready to fit all of this to our good engine over there. And then it's time to put it back in the car and get this thing rolling, get this project happening. these are the components we'll be bolting onto our now not dummy block. So this is our adapter block, which we alluded to earlier that Jordan Clark, I'll tag him again here, has made for us. So this is what makes it all achievable. So here, that's got the right offset. We worked it all out off camera. Now we've got our Facebook Marketplace pump. So this is $400 worth. That's also $400 worth. So now we're like $800 into a dry sump setup. Now we've actually got the ability to put the pump on the engine for $800. Sounds pretty achievable, doesn't it? Then you go ahead and get yourself a $1,000 tank, some lines. We're like short of, you know, $2.5, $3 grand to do this whole dry sump setup on this engine. That sounds way too cheap, right? Compared to, I'll show here on screen what off-the-shelf solution costs. It's just a little bit of thinking. So all this was we got a mill and we machined a couple of bits of scrap aluminium. They don't actually sell these anymore, so if you do want to buy one, hit him up. But ultimately, the sump costs us nearly nothing. It's the fittings and the lines that are going to cost us the rest of the money. But that's what made this whole revival achievable, was actually just sitting down, thinking about it, and for not a lot of money, we can get a cracker result. Right, so it's come time to make some of the dry sump lines. So we've already pre-made two, but I just thought it'd be a good opportunity to show you guys how you actually would go about doing this. So step number one is we've got each AN fitting on so we can vaguely gauge how far we want it. And then we're going to mock up the line. Yep, we've obviously got enough. So what we'll do now is we'll go over to our vise and we'll actually put one end on, and then we'll come back, we'll final measure the distance we need, we'll come back and we'll finish this line. So I'll show you guys from start to finish exactly what this takes and what we've just done here. So step number one, we've got enough hose. Now we need to put this fitting on this end of the hose. Okay, so we've now got the end of our fitting. So all I've done here is simply unscrewed it so that can sit on the bench for a bit. Now all we're going to do is slip this over the end of the hose. And now this is a little trick, I guess you'd say. Get an impact with the right size socket and you actually use it in reverse. So what you'll do is you'll use this to pull it onto the hose. So once you've got that all the way seated, then you can go ahead and install our fitting. So we'll get that seated and we'll go over to the bench. Okay, so I've gone ahead and wrapped the end of our AN fitting here in just some regular old tape. That's so the vise itself doesn't scratch it up. So all we're going to do is we're going to chuck that in the vise right now, and then we'll go ahead and we'll actually put this fitting inside it and wind it down. All right, so we're going to slip that in there now. We'll go ahead and use some WD-40. Just any brand will do, but WD-40 is what we have on hand, and then wind it down and get it started. So once you've got it started, you want to make sure you do this by hand first, only because these are super easy to cross thread. So once you get this done by hand, we'll go ahead with an aluminium spanner and we'll wind this down all the way until it's about 1 mil off seated. And that's how we'll finalize our hoses here. That's what we've done over on our dry sump engine. That's exactly how you guys should do it at home. So this is called 100 series hose, and that's how you make an AN line from start to finish. There you go, about 30 seconds later, that's about 1 mil off. That hose there's finished. That's how you make an AN line. The only other thing to do is this oil pump gear in here. So inside the oil pump, I'll do like a little schematic here of how it looks. All we had to do was off camera, I've just removed the outside of that ring there. So the inside is still there. So our stack height with the balance is still all the same. Everything still works, except now, because there's no oil flowing through that circuit, now we're doing it all externally over here on the pump, it actually won't seize. So we've gone ahead and done that so we don't seize any billet gears inside of our pumps. That's all done and finalized. Other than that, there's nothing left to do to this except for get some parts, but I think it's time to get to an outro. I think that's about as far as we're gonna get today. Thanks to Australia Post, we actually don't have the rest of the parts, and they just didn't rock up in time. So
yeah, well,
this is as far as we got. Our dry sumps all plumbed within reason. We just don't have the rest of the parts to actually put this back in the S13. The rest of our wish list, well, we need wiring, so we need to finish that. We need a dry sump tank, so we can actually finalize this system. And after that, we're getting pretty close to actually having a usable car again.
That'd be great.
It'd be nice.
Three months? Three months?
5 years.
Oh, yeah.
5 years, yeah. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Tell your mum to subscribe. I know she's been watching. And we'll see you on a future episode where we're potentially installing this.
Hopefully.